Let's not have you fall over her.
Yo, chat, what's going on? One sec, chat.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm ready. Yo, you're lucky cooked, because this fucking new body cam shows you committing a crime.
Yeah, I know, I'm looking cooked, not gonna lie.
Okay, so I'll do what I can, but
try and get a play deal. See if you can get a play deal.
It's too late now for a plea deal.
Oh,
It's too late. Yeah, so figure it out, but I'll try.
Fuck you, Bert. You fucked me over here.
I object.
Is Amir, can anyone else hear the judge?
She's not talking.
Okay.
I object to your objection.
No, Your Honor, I object to your objection. It's objecting my objection.
I don't think it works like that.
All right, let's go ahead and bring this to order. Dimitrov, you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. However, I want a motion to suppress like half of this body cam from Bert due to lack of relevance. I would like to keep the where the robbery is occurring, but everything after seems pointless to have to look into and reread and stuff like that.
At what timestamp would you like to start that?
He's probably looking at about 7 minutes, 40 seconds.
I'm looking at 4 minutes, to be honest. That's when Officer Kurtz's video kicks in, and Officer Kurtz arrives on scene, and then the pursuit begins. Everything after that is the aftermath of what Bert had just endured.
Well, at 7 minutes 40 seconds, Officer Schofield does arrive on scene.
Oh, I see. I mean, yeah. So from 3 minutes or so, from 4 minutes to what Chloe said, if we can exclude that part, just so it's easier for us to keep track of the important
That's
parts.
fine.
Thank you.
It's
So
not
what
relevant to
what
the
timestamp were you saying, Chloe? 7 minutes.
About 7:40, maybe 7:35. Let's be safe.
I have no objection to that, Your Honor.
You said 7 minutes 35 seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Chat, to be honest, I think we're cooked. I'm pretty sure we're cooked. This is not looking good.
All right. And that's entered. Anything else?
I have nothing, Your Honor.
I do still think that this is a violation of the Fourth Amendment right, but we can discuss that during the actual trial itself, as there is sufficient evidence to proceed. Therefore, I have no reason to do any motion.
All right. Have you had an opportunity to read the officer statements that were provided?
Yes, Your Honor.
Chat, what do you think? What do we think, chat?
All right. Any motion based in regards to those statements?
Let me see. I'd like to motion to suppress Mr. Kurtz's characterization of I saw Izach running from the officer with a gun in his hand, as in his body camera video, which is right as they were beginning to flee and running away from the officer. There's no firearm present. Yep, that's the first motion I'd like to make. Also, I'd like to suppress the characterization that Mr. Kurtz is saying that Bert was saying that they took him hostage and robbed him. There was no hostage. He did not say that. Mr. Bert did not say that. He said I was held up. That's a very different characterization of as hostage. Hostage usually means demands and long term. It can be seen as.
Your Honor, there were no demands given.
Exactly, but I'm saying the characterization of hostage makes it seem worse than it is, and therefore could prejudice the judge.
Your Honor, you can clearly see it between 14 and 16 seconds that the defendant does have a weapon in his hand in Officer Kurtz's body cam before getting into Krampus's vehicle. It's an illegal Glock with an extend
Well,
mag.
I'd use that as well.
I don't see it. I'm sorry.
I guess you need new glasses then.
Maybe. Okay, if the judge sees it, then I guess.
Look at between 14 and 15 seconds.
Okay, I do see it. Sorry. Yep, I see it then.
All right. So we're good with that.
The hostage part, though, again,
We can strike
contentions on that.
That's fine. We can strike that.
One moment, as I do believe the characterization of Mr. Frost having a gun in his hand when he was leaving towards the Cypress building flats is misleading as well.
All right. Make sure you have a timestamp for me.
Yep, looking for one right now. Timestamp I would give about 3:15 when he circles back from the behind of the building to the front. Very hard to tell whether or not Mr. Frost had a firearm in his hand or not, and therefore we can't say definitively what his statement, whether his statement is true or false. Who do we have as a witness here today? Is it just Mr. Daniels? Is that right?
He is
I
not
am-
No,
involved.
we have no witnesses. That's why
No
we have a statement.
witnesses. Okay. I'd like to. Okay, that's fine. Actually, yeah, all good.
He's trying to figure out something.
I think the distance is too great with the body cam to show whether or not there was a firearm in Mr. Frost's hand when he exited the vehicle at Cypress. So
Mm-hmm.
You can actually kind of see it, Your Honor. It's very faint, but around 3:36, 3:37, as he's running behind Officer Kurtz's, like up on the ledge there before going up the ladder, you can kind of see him running with it in his hand.
right, but the part that Dimitrov was talking about was characterizing Mr. Frost exiting the vehicle with the firearm in his hand, not that he didn't pull it out later.
Oh,
So it's just at the point of exiting the vehicle. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
see
can't.
It.
You can't see when they exit the
Hmm?
vehicle, though.
Right, and that was the point of contention that he was
Oh,
bringing up. So I will
yes,
go
ma'am.
ahead and grant that as well. As it was Officer Kurtz's statement, so.
Let's go!
All right. Anything else, Dimitrov?
Yes, just for the court's sake, can we identify whether or not possession of a weapon, illegal weapons, class 3, is a felony or just a weapons charge? I think there's very two different distinctions.
What are we
I
looking for the
looked
distinction on?
whether or not a weapons charge is a felony here, because it's not stated here. It's not a general felony or a serious felony.
It's a weapons charge.
Okay, so do we all agree that it's not a felony though? Correct.
What was the charge?
Possession of an illegal weapons, class 3.
It clearly states in the charges it is a
It is
weapons charge.
definitely. It is definitely a felony.
It's
WF.
definitely a felony.
Fucked.
WF
Oh,
weapon
you're-
felony.
Weapon felony. You're right, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm fucked,
Weapons
chat. I'm
felony.
fucked.
Gotcha.
Based on the penal code, yes.
Okay. All right. Then I will yield my time over to Chloe if she has any motions.
All right. Did you have any counter motions?
No, ma'am.
Actually, real quick, Your Honor.
Hmm?
I'd like to motion to suppress a charge possessing a firearm in the commission of a felony, pending we figure out whether or not Mr. Frost is guilty of attempted kidnapping, due to the fact that possession of illegal firearms or weapons class 2 or 3 would be the felony. to me it's just weird to say that you possessed a firearm in the commission of a felony, but that felony is just having the weapon in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So if that doesn't make sense in order legally,
The
Well,
definition.
let's get through the hearing. And then if anything needs to be, if he is not guilty of something, we'll deal with it at that point in time.
okay.
So if he is found not guilty of one part, then obviously he's not in commission of a felony.
I understand. It's just the way it's charged and it just doesn't make sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Yep.
Chloe, did you want to redo your opening on this matter, or
No,
is
ma'am,
Dimitrov with you?
I'm fine.
All right. Dimitrov, do you have any
All
opening
right.
statements?
Yes. I do actually. Very important. All right. So I'm gonna get very professional here because I spent some good time preparing for it. All right. Your Honor, thank you for your time and for the responsibility you carried today. You're being asked to decide the fate of a young man, Isaac Frost, known to mainly, But before you do, I want to make something very clear. This is not a case about a violent criminal. This is a case about confusion, misidentification, and assumptions. This case, where being in the wrong place at the wrong time was unfairly twisted into appearance of guilt.
Yeah, true.
Earlier
Nicky,
that
true.
evening, Mr. Frost was delivering food. Delivering food. That's what brought him to the police department parking lot. You'll see the video showing him calmly and respectfully handing a meal to the very officer he's now accused of attempting to rob and kidnap Mr. Bert Schofield. They exchanged a few brief words, cordial and uneventful. Mr. Frost then returned to the vehicle that he arrived in. At that moment, he walks away and gets prompted with an impromptu robbery. The people he was hanging around with, which we're not clear whether or not they're friends or whether he was actually under duress, which is something we hope the prosecution will prove today. He asks that, are we doing this? As in a surprise shock during the video that we see in Mr. Bert Schofield's perspective. That he, presumably and assumptively, was unaware of the immediate, of the beginning of this robbery that is going to occur. He followed commands of other armed robbers around him. We'll talk more about
Yo, Ben, cracky. Thanks for the follow, brother.
After that, immediately, Mr. Stan Kurtz, arrived on scene in an aggressive and hostile manner, whilst everyone was fleeing. Mr. Frost, especially in a panic, also fled with them.
Oh, it's you, Bert.
You'll see how Mr. Kurtz immediately shot at the tires of the vehicle, making anybody who's a normal human being a little bit more scared,
How are you,
panicked, and
Bert?
anxious. Not able to get out of a moving vehicle as well, prompted Mr. Izach to follow these three in the vehicle up to the Cypress Flats warehouse buildings. From there, we cannot definitely prove whether or not he had a firearm out, whether he possessed an immediate threat, and whether or not his intentions were to kill or rob more
You're a
officers.
little shit, Bert.
All of this shows a lack of awareness by the officers to slow down and de-escalate the situation. There were many times where the situation could have been avoided entirely on part of the fact that Mr. Frost was not on the fact that
No, I'm not getting
intentions
sent
matter
to
in this
jail,
case.
Bert. No.
Therefore, we hope you see that these intentions were simple
I've got 200k on my lawyer right now.
and not
If he
guilty
wins
of
this,
crimes.
I
Thank you, Your
swear.
Honor. I butchered that.
Would you like to present anything again? Chloe, in regards to the body cam?
I'm sorry,
Um,
Your Honor, say that again.
Would you like to present anything again that you've already, I know you've already
Yeah,
presented.
you're fine,
things,
Bert.
but
You're
would you like
fine.
to do again in relation to anything that Dimitrov has stated?
No, Your Honor, I believe that all evidence that has been provided is more than enough proof. that the
Yeah, I
defendant was
will.
on
I will,
scene.
Bert. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Your
Dimitrov,
Honor, yeah, I'd like to call Mr. Frost up
speak
to the
your,
stand,
raise
please.
your voice.
I'm sorry. I'd like to call Mr. Frost up to the stand.
All right. Mr. Frost, can you please take a seat over here? Other side.
He's right there, right?
Oh,
Which
Sure.
side, Your Honor?
go ahead.
Come on, little
That's
switch up
fine.
in the
Go
corner.
ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All right, raise your hand.
Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. I didn't mean that.
Right. That's all right. Go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead, be seated. Go ahead, Dimitrov.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Frost, is it true that you were delivering food to Mr. Schofield in the first
Yes.
beginning? Yeah, okay, yes. That's all I need, yep. Mr. Schofield, isn't it true that or would you characterize the interaction between you and Mr. Schofield prior to the attempted robbery as calm and cordial?
Can you re-say that? Sorry, you kind of...
Sorry, yeah. Would you characterize the interaction you had between Bert Schofield and yourself as calm and one would say pretty friendly?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when you were done with your business because you were delivering food, isn't it true that you were a bit surprised when the members around you or the people around you began to hold Mr. Schofield up?
Yes, I was a bit surprised because Bert's one of my greatest mates.
Okay, now,
Objection, Your Honor. I feel like he's leading the witness.
am I?
Little
I'm
bit.
asking yes or no answers though.
He's not giving yes or no answers.
Okay, sorry.
Rephrase.
Yeah, I can rephrase. Mr. Frost, just please stick to yes or no answers, as I do have to be direct with you.
Yeah.
And I cannot lead you. Yep. So, would you characterize as? Oh, you said that. Were you surprised to find when people around you began holding Mr. Bert Schofield up?
Yes.
Matter of fact, give me one moment to get the body cam, so that way we can all reference this and corroborate his. I'd like to get the court's attention at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The climax of the interaction where Mr. Frost was surprised was 2 minutes 40. I would recommend watching up from 220 to 250 though. 30 seconds.
Which body cam?
Of Mr. Bert Schofield's body cam.
All right, give me a
And you
moment.
said what times again?
2
2 minutes, 20 seconds to 2 minutes, 50 seconds.
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am.
Matter of fact, if you want to go to 2 minutes 20 to 2 minutes and 60 seconds as well for the end, that also helps.
Yes, sir, I'm still in the hearing. I will text. Oh. All right. I'm sorry? 2 minutes and what?
I believe you said 2 minutes 60
Oh,
seconds.
I'm cutting out.
Or right at 3
Yeah.
minutes.
Yep. 2 minutes and 60. 2 minutes and 60.
So 3 minutes. All right.
No. What? 3 minutes? 220 to
260.
260.
Yeah. 220 to 260 is 220 to 3 minutes.
What? No. Just 2 minutes and 20
How
seconds.
many
up the
how
clip
many
there.
seconds? How many seconds are in a minute, Dimitrov?
30 seconds. Or sorry, 60 seconds. But I'm not saying. Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right. Up to 3 minutes. Yep. Sorry, because I'm looking at 257 on the video, and then I'm like, oh, just 260. Yeah, 3 minutes.
All right, and what are we showing here?
I'll have questions that go along that kind of bring you guys up to speed, okay? So, yeah, Mr. Frost, so when you turned around because you were in the blue hair, which we established, were you the one that said, oh, we're really doing this?
Yes.
Okay. And isn't it true that you were the last person to bring out their firearms when the attempted robbery occurred?
Yes.
And at 2 minutes and 55 seconds to 3 minutes, you were laughing. Was that out of panic?
Yes.
Okay. Now, why were you panicked? Or sorry, that's going to be leading and also not a yes or no question. Were you panicked because of the fact that you didn't know you were going to be a part of an attempted robbery?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just think of the next one, how to phrase it properly so I don't lead. Were you afraid? Well, let me ask. Did you leave the scene because you were afraid of what the law enforcement might have done to you?
Yes.
Okay. And the only chance you could get out of that moving vehicle was when they stopped. That's correct.
Yes.
When you were at Cypress Flats and you ran with the individuals the same direction, did you have your firearm out?
No.
Good. I understand. And that was when you were shot and wounded, correct?
Yes.
Would you say that you posed, or are you a former officer as well? Actually, I forgot.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd like to establish an expert testimony on this next part due to his prior experience in law enforcement.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance on this. It has nothing to do with the case.
It's very relevant. If I may, Your Honor, I can counter. The fact that we have no officers present today, unless we can
wait
get...
a minute. Can we please have the judge answer the question first?
Oh, usually you give a rebuttal on why you think it should be, but okay. Hello?
Can you establish the relevancy in 2 or less questions?
Yes, so law enforcement and as well as law enforcement policies, as well as case laws involved in deadly use of force,
I can't at the moment.
should
I'm
be
on the bench.
discussed, especially within this topic or within this case. Either we can have Mr. Frost, who's directly involved, testify on his law enforcement experience and how law enforcement did the good and stuff right things, which could be biased, or we could have an outside member like Mr. Daniels, who's there.
I was going to say we have
Testify.
Mr. Daniels
Yeah.
that can serve that purpose. So let's allow Mr. Daniels to serve as
Okay,
your expert witness
awesome.
if he's willing to.
Yep.
And
Sure.
all right. Do you have any other questions at this time?
I'd just like
Without that,
I'd just like the fact to, for the judge to keep in mind that his last question, which was, he was shot with no firearm in his hand as his testimony, he said correct. That's all I want to know. And that's no further questions.
all right.
All right.
So
Thank you,
is
Mr.
that
Frost.
Frost?
Stay up there. Yep.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Frost, just to verify, you stated you were delivering food to Officer Schofield, correct?
Your Honor, I played the fifth.
Your Honor, he's technically already answered this question. He needs to answer it.
Please answer the question.
Then I'll object and I'll say asked and answered, actually.
All right. We'll go with the next question.
Did you and your conspirators that were there with you plan on robbing Officer Schofield when you arrived?
Misleading. You and your collaborators, that's what she said? Co-conspirators? That implies guilt, Your Honor. She's
Can you
innocent until proven
rephrase?
guilt. Thank you.
You and the others that arrived on scene at RHPD to provide food to Officer Schofield, did you have a pre-plan to rob Officer Schofield?
No.
Can you explain to me who actually made that plan? Or was it... Or I'll let you answer that one first.
Can you rephrase that, please?
Did anybody who was with you let you know that they were planning on robbing Officer Schofield?
I was thrown at the sorry. I'm mixed thoughts here. I've got someone in my head. So I'm sorry, Chloe, can you repeat that?
Did you have prior knowledge of a plan to rob Officer Schofield?
No.
Okay, can you please explain what "are we really doing this" meant when it was said?
When the guns were thrown at when the guns were thrown at Bert, I was really confused because I didn't think they were going to do it.
Didn't think you were going to do what?
No, I didn't think they were going to try and rob my best mate who I've been friends with for over a certain amount of time.
Okay, so you knew that at any point in time that they would rob an individual with you there.
No.
Have they done that in the past with you?
No, not to my knowledge.
So when you were hanging out with them at any point in time, they never robbed anybody in front of you?
Objection asked and answered,
Overrule.
as well as objection leading. There's no foundation here to be established.
There is foundation, Your Honor.
Can you establish foundation within 2 questions?
I believe I can. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Your Honor. Just looking at some notes.
That's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, you know what, Your Honor? No further questions.
All right. Do you want to redirect your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Now, you mentioned that Bert is a colleague or friend of yours. How would you characterize your relationship with Bert?
Characterizing my friendship with Bert, we've been friends for a while now since when I was a part of LSPD. And we've carried on our relationship for a while now.
Okay, and how long have you known the individuals that were also involved in this attempted robbery?
Just under 3 months, maybe, if that.
Often would you hang around with these individuals?
Not it's rarely I hang around with them.
Rarely. And are you aware of their criminal intentions at times? Do you often endorse that?
I'm not aware of their criminal intentions at time. No.
Alright, no further questions. You can step down, Mr. Frost, by the way.
Officer Daniels, would you like to step up, please? Alright, this
Or unless, well, did Chloe call him up, or it's Chloe's turn, right?
It's fine.
Oh, okay.
No, we're actually calling him up for you for the expert witness.
Oh, okay. It was just Chloe's turn. I don't know if she wanted to do it.
Raise your hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Alright. Dimitrov.
I can start since, okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
He's technically your witness.
Yeah, so we just skipped her. She just didn't want, okay. Let's see.
No, she will get her turn. He is standing in as your expert witness, which you wanted to establish with Mr. Frost, but instead we have somebody who is currently employed and can provide that role for you.
Okay, I mean, okay. Okay, just give me 1 second to look over my notes, because, it's kind of impromptu here. Alright, 1 second. Mr. Daniels, have you reviewed the body cam evidence as well as exhibits relating to this case?
Very lightly.
Okay. What have you reviewed so far?
I reviewed the portion that y'all had been speaking on here.
Ali Muff!
First took him hostage. Or is accused of taking him hostage.
Okay. Can you please watch the beginning of Mr. Stan Kurtz's body cam video? As well as skip forward once you've done that, past the chase, if possible, up to where they flee on foot at the Cypress Flats industrial area, please.
Do you have timestamps?
Yes, I'll get you the timestamps. I would recommend you start watching from the beginning for the Stan Kurtz's arrival, but I'll give you the timestamps of when you should jump to the Cypress Flats.
Which video is the one you're referencing? The first or second? Stan Kurtz.
The second.
Yeah. So yeah, just watch the first minute, I would say, and then jump to 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay. And I'll repeat if you need.
And so, what point after 3 minutes and 20 seconds would you like to do?
You'll see they get shot pretty quick. Just after you see all suspects neutralized, you can stop there.
I've caught up on most of it. It looks like they couldn't find Sam Krampus.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Now, let me just get to the meat and potatoes here, okay? Would you characterize as what happened at the steps of Rockford PD as a hostage taking, or more as a somebody's held up at gunpoint?
So, could you repeat it one more time? I apologize.
Yeah. No, let me say it better as well. What would you constitute as a hostage taking as a law enforcement officer?
So generally, as an officer, they have to be taken hostage, and at that point, majority of the time it is at gunpoint, as shown in the video. But they were not taken, and there were no demands given. But as officers were arriving, at that point, it does become a hostage situation, as there were other officers present.
Would you say then that hostage situation didn't last for very long?
Not even.
Right. And you didn't hear any demands given out during the videos that you've watched, correct?
No, sir.
Even though there was demands given,
Now,
chat.
would you say that Mr. Kurtz's use of force was justifiable in this sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that is predicated based off what loop statutes or case laws?
Per our SOP.
Per our SOP, right. But hold on one second.
Go ahead.
Alright. I'm going to stop you there just because it can't help us here. SOP does not relate to law. So you could follow your SOPs in the department, but also commit something that's very illegal. You know what I mean? So there are case laws within the city that can be used to justify using deadly force. There's even case laws outside the state or outside of the city that we use. Would you say that there are any case laws that you were taught in academy or that you know?
Objection, Your Honor. He's using things that shouldn't be said in here.
Okay, if I can give away my legal thing. We can.
Rephrase.
Okay. Hold on, can I sidebar, Your Honor? But can we do it in the judge's chambers? Because I don't want Mr. Daniels to be influenced. And then Chloe.
Miss
as well.
Pickens.
Miss Pickens. Sorry. Chloe.
A new guy.
guy?
I don't know I can't remember his name.
What
The one next to, what's his name? Hang on.
What's up, buddy? Talking about me. I was about to say I've been here for like 2 years. I trained you.
I know.
Or tried to train you.
Hey. You did a good job.
Hey, Mr. Frost, will you go sit back down over there?
Yeah.
I don't want any. What's up?
Are you on Whisper?
Yes.
Yeah. He's doing pretty good. Like, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Just there's some things that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
And I are discussing it.
Mm. I also sent something to be discussed about.
Just make sure that if there's any questions asked to you, it is a yes or no question only. Okay? Do not go into any further detail other than yes or no. Okay?
Yep.
Alright.
Do you need any food, by the way?
I'm good, thank you though.
Okay.
Alright, sorry, Mr. Daniel. Just had to clear up something. Okay. Could you walk us through your understanding of the case law Tennessee v. Garner as, taught in your trainings?
Sorry. Give me.
Yeah, no problem. Yep. Could you walk me through your understanding of what Tennessee v. Garner means? Based off your training.
So,
For
essentially,
more than just a couple
in
days.
regards to fleeing suspect, and
When
suspect,
the killer feels the emptiness from the dawn.
if they have committed a crime that deems them lethal, at that point, regardless if they're fleeing or still lethal, they must still remain and pose a threat past the point.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a ruling of the court case and you tell me whether or not you agree or disagree with the characterization, okay? Deadly force may not be used unless it is necessary to prevent the escape and the officer has probable cause to believe the suspect poses a significant threat of death or serious physical injury to this officer or others. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, can you tell me when in the video did Mr. Kurtz open fire on Mr. Frost or the vehicle itself?
After arriving on the scene, as they were attempting to flee from the...
As they were attempting to flee, correct. And I think a very important note, Mr. Izach Frost testified with corroborating evidence through Bert Schofield's testimony and body cam evidence that he sounded shocked when he was witnessing the attempted robbery unfold, correct? You agree with that?
From that minute that you had mentioned beforehand?
Correct. From previous evidence that we've seen.
In my own personal opinion, I'm not sure if this is allowed, but at that point, it sounded more like excitement rather than shock.
Which point?
As he was saying, are we still doing this? And then he also said that. So we're still doing this, that, as if they had previously spoken. It was exciting. I don't know if I'm supposed to continue on, but
No, you're good.
This is gonna
I'd
go
just
for
like
at
to
least a 2-hour court
Your
case, I
Honor,
reckon,
due
chat.
to lack of expertise on that. Obviously, a psychiatrist would be more suited, right, Mr. Daniels? But I see where you're coming
Objection,
from.
Your Honor. He has brought up this person as an expert witness as he is a current LEO.
Okay.
Officer Daniels knows a lot about the law and is currently working with the law.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
For
can you
us,
say
this
that?
first.
No, you're good. You say that.
mistaken.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Week off the job.
Can I get a radio check, please?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Thank you.
Okay. So you talked about are we still doing this or that, and you interpret that as excitement.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Am I able to explain? Would you?
We'll just stop it right there. We did notice that in the video, in the body cam, as well as Mr. Frost's testimony, that Mr. Frost did pull his firearm at the that was the last person, part of that group, to pull out his firearm. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's very keynote as well. And he never threatened the officer, actually. Right? He just held the firearm at the person.
Oh, is that a question?
Yes. So
Yes, he did. He didn't flip.
he didn't threaten. Now, when Mr. Frost,
Not verbally. Apologies.
sorry, demons,
Not editorialized.
huh?
I was telling Officer Daniels not editorialized.
Right. Okay. When Mr. Frost began running into the Cybertruck, which was the back right passenger side, the firearm went away when he was in the vehicle, correct? And from then on, obviously you might need to review the body cam, he did not display a weapon, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. He's asking one question, then leading into another.
No, I don't believe. I don't.
You did. The weapon went away as he went into the vehicle. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Then
No,
you
I'm
ask the
saying
second
when.
question.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, I'll rephrase them. Fine. When Mr. Frost went into the vehicle, the weapon was no longer brandished and was no longer aimed at anybody. Second, so my question to you is, was a firearm brandished, like sticking out of the window, or at the Cypress House building, was there a weapon brandished throughout that time?
Objection, Your Honor. Asking 3 questions in one. Once again.
Right. Which question would you like to start with?
All right, I'll start.
Are you asking him
Yeah,
if
yeah.
he went,
Was the
went
I
away
got it, I
and
got it,
got
I got
into
it,
the
I got it,
vehicle?
I got it, I got it. I'm getting it back. I got the skills back. All right. Was the weapon ever brandished while there was a pursuit ongoing, Mr. Daniels?
It cannot be seen in the video.
Excellent answer. Did you ever see a weapon brandished in any of the videos when Mr. Frost was at the Cypress 5 buildings?
Can I get a moment to review it?
Of course. Take all the time you need. If the Honorable is okay with that.
We do want accurate testimony.
I'm back, chat.
I cannot say for certain.
Cannot say for certain. Okay, perfect. Again, excellent answer. Now, Mr. Schofield, or sorry, Mr. Stan Kurtz testified in a statement and affidavit that shots were fired between officers and the suspects who were fleeing from the attempted robbery. Correct?
What is the incident? Oh, I have
Are you referencing the incident report or the statement in the
The
docket?
affidavit. The affidavit from
Oh.
Mr.
In the
Kurtz.
docket.
I just
The
pinged you, yeah.
statement. Yeah, in the docket.
Yes, this is also very important, Your Honor. Yeah. Everything is important, I guess, yeah.
Could you repeat your question for me one more time? I'm so sorry.
Yes. Now, Mr. Stan Kurtz's affidavit states that there were shots fired between officers and suspect at the Cypress 5 buildings, correct?
Yes.
But if you watch even after when Mr. Frost was downed in Mr. Kurtz's video, throughout the entire time, do you see any dispatch calls of shots fired?
Would the city drop the whole case even if officers were held hostage? So what the lawyer's trying to get to right now is that we didn't shoot, and that, you know,
And given, I mean, you were a recruit with me, given your
and
extensive
it's
law enforcement,
possible if the
you know,
case could
career.
get dropped if
a
Dimitrov plays the
dispatch
right
call of
cards.
shots fired would be indicative that suspects are shooting, correct?
Would you like a more fleshed out answer? Because it's a
What?
What are you doing, old man?
So it could be.
I'm in court. What's up?
All right.
What?
I'm in court.
so
What's
during
up?
my time,
Oh,
I
I'll
realized
call me when you're done.
at some
Okay.
some scenes, sometimes shots fired do not show up in our dispatch while we are at the scene. A lot of
Okay.
times it does, but there are some times where it doesn't. But
How?
even
yeah.
listening to the body cam, I could hear shots fired.
Okay. Can the courts put that on the record? He did not hear any shots fired in the video.
No, but if
That's
I get like,
You're honorable.
it's probably gonna be a code red if I do
Understand.
get
Thank
found guilty.
Okay.
So,
how confident would you say that shots by suspects were not fired in this video?
you know what? I'm gonna pull up the body cam and I'm gonna show you guys that
You
there
say
was
pretty
no shots fired.
From the video itself,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look like there was any.
I understand.
From what I've seen so far.
Objection, Your Honor. He has asked and answered this question already.
Has
Sustained.
Fuck, who did I send it to? Tony.
the courts reflect that no shots were fired, correct? According to testimony and video by suspects.
By testimony, yes.
Okay. What about by video? Because no shots were heard fired, according to Mr. Daniels.
That would be by testimony.
All right, Miss. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Could we
Code red is a
please,
transport.
record whether or not shots were fired by criminals?
So,
Is that the 4-minute mark?
fucking pull
Let me check.
watch this.
Or did they
Oh.
rob you?
Just IFAX and
I would start it all the way at 340. maybe, 3 minutes.
Yeah, cargo bob.
Your Honor, I would just like to state
Yeah,
that
and
Officer
roadblock.
Daniels has so stated that while in the area, that it does not show up in dispatch that there are shots fired at the location. It may also not show up when you're at the location on your GPS.
Right, but I think what Mr. Dimitrov is asking to establish now is if any audible shots.
Taking the
can be
jump.
heard on
Correct,
body
correct.
cam.
Ooh,
They made it all the way up to the
Yes.
second level.
So I think it's been it's agreed upon that that these shots fired calls may not show up while he's on the scene.
people in the car too.
So now he's just now we're just trying to specify whether or not audible shots can be heard.
I am
Not past
unsure.
the
I mean,
ammunition
while
zone.
I-
Now,
there are
here's the real
shots,
interesting part.
majority of them seem to be
Yeah, I know he's a bad shot.
Way, they're going into the cyber.
Yeah, and he's a bad driver.
I hear at 3 minutes and.
Now, if you
45
look
seconds,
here-
3 minutes and 47. an officer
We
being
didn't
yellow,
shoot.
I was identifying,
possibly
but
Like,
an officer
at all.
can say two down, which
A
is
different
leading
officer
me to
shot.
believe, and
The
hopefully
officer was
courts as
over the
well,
barrier.
the shots that were shooting from an angle across the street came from a law enforcement officer. Those were the only two shots that I saw.
Now, you'll see how we're climbing the ladder here.
Already?
And
Damn,
then
you just
they
dropped it.
shot out of her. They shot us.
No, I'm just identifying it.
I mean,
No.
fuck
So-
it, I guess.
And then he says, fuck it, I guess.
Sorry.
So, in a sense, we should win this case due to the fact of we didn't shoot. Like, we did not shoot.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Officer Daniels. It's been a while since I've done law enforcement, but Shot Spotter will indicate shots location from non-PD weapons on your visual map. Correct?
Also, guys, here's to the shout out for this. Download everyone. The King returns on mobile now. Upgrading keep level 5 and
Correct me if I'm
10
wrong,
and get
because
1
it's been a
million
while
power to
since I've
support
done-
me, your
I've been a
boy,
law enforcement
the
officer.
true legend.
But when shots are fired from a non-law enforcement issued firearm, Shot Spotter records them on your visual map and indicates the approximate location.
I believe so, but I can't say for certain.
When we were in
At
PD,
4 minutes and 19 seconds, if you look in the bottom left corner of the body cam, there is a visualization of where Shot Spotter is saying that shots were fired from.
Or we might have to get Jose for this.
There's red circles on the map.
someone
Oh, that's a 99.
99. Okay. All right. That's why I'm asking for clarification. 'Cause, again, it's been quite a while since I was law enforcement.
But generally, it'll be.
Oh, by the way, guys, 35% off gifted subs, and it's going over 5 or more subs through the 6th to the 14th. So, definitely hit us up with some subs, guys. It helps me, helps the streams, you know, everything else.
Oh boy, barely. Yeah. What's your lucky? Yeah, give you one drink. I only have 3 total. I'm not bribing you, by the way. It's just 3. You need stuff. You just need food.
Miss Pickens. We got a PD vehicle to intercept. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. PD escort type shit. Oh. That's fucking hilarious. On the back of Ooh Garage from the courthouse earlier. Nice.
Alright. And what was the question that was asked?
I just want the courts to establish fact whether or not shots came from suspects or not. Or at least the courts to have a perception on it.
Alright. According to shot spotter, from 3:35 to 5:23, I do not see anything.
That's a win, boys. That's a win. We're gonna win this.
That's correct for 3 suspects. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
no, it seems like Krampus was still up.
Right.
So.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so no shots were fired. Definitive. Okay, let's circle back. Now I'm getting to the meat and potatoes. Mr. Daniels, you testified, that a officer must reasonably believe that there is an immediate threat to others in order to use deadly force. Correct?
Yes.
I have to ask you a couple of questions, right? When the first shot for Mr. Kurtz exited his firearm, so when they were fleeing, was the suspect, Mr. Frost, actively threatening anyone at the time?
At that moment in time, no.
No.
I apologize.
Was the suspect still brandishing during the time of his pursuit and during the time of the foot chase?
Objection, Your Honor, asked and answered.
Rephrase, I'll move on.
I mean, can we just get a reread on whether or not that answer was yes or no? Because I forgot.
He answered yes for both, Dimitrov.
Okay, so he was not brandishing. Okay. All right. Was the suspect fleeing towards others when they were on foot?
Not that can be seen.
Not that can be seen. All right. Would you say no, or would you just say not that you can see?
That I can see.
I understand. Did officers have time or opportunity to de-escalate or arrest through non-lethal means during the foot pursuit?
Could you say that one more time? I apologize.
Yep. I'll actually rephrase.
In his opinion,
Yes. Well, obviously, but I'll rephrase actually. That area, the Cypress Flats, has only 2 entrances and exits, correct? To your knowledge?
To my knowledge, yes.
And what's seen in the video, yes. And the suspects were fleeing towards the rooftop of that building, correct?
Yes.
Therefore, there was no immediate escape outside of that compound, correct?
No, sir.
Now, in your opinion, did officers rush to follow and pursue those 2 or 3 suspects?
What do you mean by rush? I apologize.
Like, did they follow immediately up the ladders and chase them?
I would not immediately.
But they were following behind them, correct?
Yes.
Good. Were you in SWAT by chance? Sorry, this is very important.
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
Very relevant. Tactics and whatnot. We actually had this
Funny.
conversation a while ago.
I'll
Sorry.
allow for the moment.
I understand. Were you in SWAT, Mr. Daniels?
No, but I am currently in SWAT training.
SWAT training. How far into your SWAT training are you? Sorry, just to gauge.
I'd say maybe a month or so.
Oh, okay, perfect. Were you taught containment during your SWAT training? The term, the phrase?
Yes.
I understand. Could you walk us through? Could you walk us through, like, the courts through what containment means?
Prior to him answering this,
Mhm.
if that is a SWAT specific training, would it be, or do you feel it's reasonable that the general officer would also have that same training if it is SWAT specific?
Yes, yes. So I can
Objection,
speak on
Your Honor.
this.
No other officers will have
Okay.
SWAT training if they don't go through the SWAT training process.
Well, hold on. Let me finish my goddamn thought, please, Your Honor, or Miss Pickens. From my personal experience as a law enforcement officer, which is way back, I agree, but containment is a tactic taught by SWAT, but can be practiced by anyone. Daniels, do you want to testify yes or no? Like, do you agree with that? Like, you can block a road, and that's containment. You can block 2 entrances containing somebody.
Objection, Your Honor. Beyond the scope of what is happening here today.
I have a very good questioning line of questioning. Your
My
Honor.
question, before we continue, to what extent is containment taught in general cadet training?
Is that being asked to me?
Yes, sir. In academy, what level of containment would be
Generally,
trained?
it's straight de-escalation, but there's not really any legitimate lessons on containment.
Could ask questions from my perspective to Mr. Daniels because you are an FTO, right, Mr. Daniels?
Yes, sir.
All right, I can ask him and I could get to the SWAT training part in a little bit.
Objection,
more.
Your Honor. Putting in Mr. Dimitrov's relevant training has nothing to do with what's going on
No,
here
no,
today.
I'm saying like as a lawyer, I can question Mr. Daniels and to get to where we need to get to a lot faster, I think.
Okay, well, my issue is you're bringing up SWAT training in relation
Yes.
to containment, which the basic officer would not have learned.
Okay,
Without also going through
I'll
SWAT
rephrase
training.
then. I'll rephrase.
So if you
and-
can get to your point without SWAT specific questioning or SWAT level training, then I'll allow. If not, let's move
Okay.
on.
Mr. Daniels, do you know the word or do you know the term containment in law enforcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you explain what containment means within a law enforcement scope?
Generally, it's containing the threat as much as
Which it
possible
isn't.
without any harm to other people. or
Gotcha.
civilians.
I understand.
Fuck, we've been doing this
Now-
for an hour and
And you're
6 minutes,
FTO,
chat.
You're a field training officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've hosted a
Guys, put your predictions up in the corner.
Yes, sir.
Do you teach your officers
Will we win, will we
to block
not?
off roads or intersections during, for example, bank robberies or store robberies?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you say that is an act of containment?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So the officers are taught a very basic containment, correct?
Basically.
Objection asked and answered.
No, not really. Okay, well, all right. Yes. Did you see any officers contain the scene at Cypress Flats? Sorry, I ended up abruptly, but yeah. Did you see anyone contain the scene at Cypress Flats?
In a way, yes.
Can you elaborate?
While it wasn't containing threat in one general way, it was more along the lines of closing off the exits they had. Or
The
attempting to
exits-
close off the exits they had.
But isn't it true that, matter of fact, Most Miles, or not, sorry, not Most Miles, what was his cousin's name? What was his name? Slim Jim? Slim. Sorry. But isn't it true that in the video we see Slim, who was not initially part of the scene, enter on the railings of where law enforcement had these suspects downed?
Do you have a timestamp for me?
Yes, 1 second. Around 7 minutes, exactly 7 minutes, or you can start at 6:55. You can, I can ask you the question again as well once you've reviewed that piece of body cam. And I would go till 7:14.
Alright, could you repeat your question? Sorry, caught up.
Would you say that proper containment was done if Mr. Slim was on scene, which he's not a part of initially?
Not fully, no.
Not fully. Okay. Now, now I'm gonna actually get to the important stuff. Sorry, I need to establish a foundation. Could containment be means of de-escalation tactics for law enforcement?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yep. Could containment, the term containment, be used as a de-escalation tactic in order to keep the threat and begin, in law enforcement?
Yes.
So we're gonna circle back to my initial question, which I actually didn't get to ask, but did officers, in your opinion, have time or opportunity to de-escalate or arrest through non-lethal means?
No.
No. Again, why not?
Due to the amount of time that had passed, it was such a short amount of time. Even after downing the suspects, they didn't have enough time to even collect all the bodies or collect all the suspects and get them organized to a point of fully grouping them together.
Well, I'm sorry, but let me try and ask some more questions here about this. This is very important.
We get 2 more questions.
Really? I'm being limited.
I'd like to move on.
Okay.
We've been doing this shit for an hour and a half
Can I be
now.
allowed 4? I have two very quick ones, but I need to get some more.
Make it clear.
Thank you. Okay. You already testified that you can't see Mr. Frost brandish new weapons. Can you say that about the other suspects as well? Yes or no?
It did appear that 1 or 2 of... Oh, you said yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat the question?
You're good. You already testified that Mr. Frost cannot be seen brandishing in the video during the Cypress Flats foot chase. Can that be? Would you say the same to the other suspects involved?
No.
No. Okay. Let me think here. Very clearly. Got 3 more questions. I understand my pressure, right?
Did I understand your question?
Oh, no, sorry. No, you're good. You're good. Just give me a second. Under pressure here. Three questions left. Did Mr. Frost present an immediate threat during the foot chase? Mr. Daniels, did you hear me?
I'm sorry, I did not hear.
You're good.
Bro.
Sorry.
Did Mr. Frost present an immediate threat during the foot chase?
No.
So then, in your expert opinion, why was deadly force used in that situation?
So after the alleged hostage situation, they were deemed lethal at that point. They were chased, and even from what I've seen, it didn't appear that there were. I mean, it wasn't clear if there were any weapons in Mr. Frost's hands. And at that point, the officers had to move quickly, and so even at that point, from my own experience, you have to act fast, or else your fellow officers can go down, and you might even lose the officer. So.
Okay. My last question, right, Ms. Clark? Or Your Honor? Or do I have 2 more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Last one.
Last one. You testified how my client was not running towards a crowd, how my client is not seen brandishing a firearm, and how he was still shot. That does not constitute Tennessee v. Garner. And therefore, would you say, with the characterization of Mr. Tennessee v. Garner, which you said was the case all that involved that. Sorry, let me rephrase. God damn it.
Your Honor, he's leading objection.
Anyway,
He's rephrasing. Let's give him an
yeah,
opportunity to
give me a
rephrase.
second. Give me a second.
He did stop himself, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay. Today you testified in front of the courts. My last question, right? Testified in front of the courts that Mr. Frost did not run towards any other people while he was armed, did not brandish during the foot proceeding, to your knowledge, and yet you also testified that there's a level of uncertainty, in your opinion, when he was shot, of whether or not he was armed or not. But you said to rather, be safer than sorry, pretty much. Would you say that justifies deadly force on Mr. Frost?
That was a very long question.
I know. I gotta recap. You know what I mean? Tie it all in.
Okay, I'm sorry. Could you say the last part again?
See?
Yep.
That was
Yep.
long.
You said how Mr. Frost did not run towards the crowd, cannot be seen brandishing a firearm when it was in for pursuit, and said there was a level of uncertainty when Mr. Frost was shot by Mr. Kurtz. My question to you is, did those factors at all change your perspective on whether or not Mr. Frost's use of force was justified?
I have to answer this yes or no.
I would prefer it, but you can elaborate if you need to. Actually, can we? Well, because I can't ask a follow up, and then it's gonna be like a cliffhanger. Can you just say yes or no?
I would say with the information. Well, okay, I'd say no. At that point.
No, that it was not justified. Correct? Sorry, I just want to clarify because so it would not be justified.
With the context I have, I would say no.
Okay. No, that it would not be justified, right? Or no,
That is what he said.
Okay.
He's-
All right. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here. Thank you. No further questions, Mr. Daniels. Sorry. I hope you get some exercise. You've been sitting for a while. So yeah. All right.
Miss Pickens?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Daniels, since you didn't get to in the beginning, can you please state your name, rank, and department you work for?
I'm Damian Daniels, 431, and I'm currently with the SASP.
Thank you so much. And just to clarify, as your expert testimony, and to reflect on Mr. Dimitrov's question, you stated that the use of force against the defendant was not, there shouldn't have been done.
Asked and answered.
I'm just clarifying.
It's clarification.
I guess we're saying clarifying.
In the general context, yes.
Okay, so between the 25 and 30 seconds of Officer Kurt's body cam arriving at RHPD and him stating that the individuals in the vehicle were lethal authorized, do you still think that the use of force wasn't legit at that point?
Objection, Your Honor. Cherry picking. As
What
well
else?
as, or can we sidebar actually, because this is a very complicated issue to tackle with objections. Now,
I'm sorry, hold on a second. Mr. Frost, I need you to have a seat, please. You don't need to be hearing this conversation.
Mr. Frost, come have a seat back over here real quick, please. Mr. Frost, I can't hear you if you're talking.
Sorry. I've got to go in head for like couple minutes because my demon needs me.
That's fine. Just have a seat right there for me.
Yeah, easy. If you need me, just ping me.
Yes, sir. I will. Thank you.
disconnected.
I'm back to it.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Now, Officer Daniels, if you would please go to Officer Schofield's body cam within the evidence and look at 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Can you tell me what you see there?
I see Mr. Frost aiming his firearm at the officer.
Thank you very much on that. So at that point in time,
Hold on,
and
Your Honor,
your
2 minutes and
ex,
53 seconds. 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Is that what we said?
yes.
2:53.
And at that point in time, if that was you instead of Officer Schofield, and you informed officers that you had weapons pointed at you and you were being robbed at that point in time, is it true that all those suspects would be considered lethal authorized as they fled from the scene?
Yes.
Okay, so because they fled and they went over to Cypress Heights, I believe is what it's called. I apologize. At that point in time, those suspects are still lethal authorized, correct?
Bad.
At that point.
Great. So because the individuals had their weapons
Chat,
out
not
at
looking
Orange
good.
PD, got into the car, which at that point in time, the weapons were laying in their lap, were they not still able to be shot at Cypress Heights when the officers arrived?
Sit. Good boy.
Could you repeat that?
Okay, so with the defendant pointing a weapon at Officer Schofield, when he got into the vehicle after everything was said and done, and they fled to Cypress Heights, or after the vehicle chase, were they still lethal authorized as officers arrived at the location?
Yes.
So would you say that with Dimitrov's question asking you if lethal force was still legit at that point in time, would you change your answer?
Depending.
Objection, Your Honor. Leading without foundation as well. And
I have proven foundation, Your Honor.
I don't think the foundation is existing.
Okay.
As far as leading, if you just want to rephrase into a shorter question, asking to
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
need to.
As the officers arrived at Cypress Flats,
That's
would you still
content.
consider the suspects lethal authorized?
Yes.
No.
So does that change your
I thought
answer to the
so.
question that Dimitrov asked you about the same thing?
Depending.
On what?
Objection as well. Again, leading. Like, what foundation has she proven here? In regards to whether just...
I have proven the fact that there was lethal authorization given and it was still obtainable at the location of where the suspect fled to.
There's an objection somewhere in this in the court procedures. She's asking to rephrase or to re-answer the question based off the same facts that we've given her, and therefore this becomes
She's
unreliable
offering a
witness
different-
testimony.
she's offering a different perspective to the same scenario that you were given an opportunity to present. And saying, based on that information, does he feel the same result apply? So it's foundation that you set from a different perspective.
Okay.
So I'm able to give a full-fledged answer.
Yes.
Okay. So, with all of the information presented, including the fact that they were holding up an officer, at that point they are still legally authorized at that point. Being arriving at sentence.
Thank you, Your Honor. I rest my case. No further questions.
Wait, Miss Pickens rest her case?
She's done with the witness.
Alright, wait.
You may have not have been here for the entire length of time that we've been here, but we've been here for quite some time.
I understand,
So
but
I think we're all
she
good to
rests her
come
case as if she doesn't want to present any more evidence?
in.
All evidence has been presented.
Okay, because to rest a case means you cannot
Right, thank you
redirect,
for-
cross-examine,
thank you for the
right?
definition.
Okay.
Do you have any further questions for...
Yes, I'd like to
this officer?
redirect.
Please keep it brief if you can.
Chat, 1 hour 30. Can we hit 2 hours doing this shit? If we can get 2 hours in this shit, this is gonna be fucking mental. Okay, chat, if we get a 5 gifted sub, I will personally do... Okay, but, little context for you. They're questioning one of my old FTOs currently.
With the factual case law or precedent that we've set.
But anyway, chat, if we can get a 5 gifted sub, I will do a 12-hour stream when I get back from holidays. A 12-hour stream.
And it was an immediate threat presented.
So,
when Mr.
5 gifted sub equals a 12-hour stream, chat.
Objection. Asked and answered.
Can anyone pull that off?
It was, actually.
Chat,
Quite a while
this
ago, but
this
yes.
is gonna be interesting. Who pulls off the 5 gifted?
I think Mr. Dinos.
Our first goal is a 5 gifted sub.
Was there an immediate threat when Mr. Frost entered the vehicle? You know, for the foot pursuit chase or the vehicle chase?
Your Honor, it was he asked that question towards the middle of his 45-minute long questioning.
Do you recall the answer? I'm sorry, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too. Daniels, do you recall your answer?
I said that I couldn't.
Alright, that's he couldn't say.
Alright, let me just switch gears then. Alright, Mr. Daniels, can you read alongside us, or can you read for the courts the definition of attempted kidnapping?
Successful or incomplete attempt at imprisonment or forcible acquisition of another person against them.
And would you say that this is the characterization of what Mr. Frost was doing to Mr. Schofield?
In your opinion.
Bitch, if I had the money, I would cause you already dumbass. In city, so 12 hours of you awake would be funny as fuck. It would. I know you would do it, but...
Can you read us...
No balls.
5 accessory to kidnapping. Can you read that description for us?
Willingly assisting in or remaining compliant during another person's imprisoning or forcibly acquiring another person against their will.
Okay, my question to you is, would that be a more apt description of what Mr. Frost was doing? I understand. He's not charged with that today currently, though, correct?
No, he is
Wow.
not.
Right.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you ask if Mr. Frost was being charged with attempted kidnapping?
No, accessory. Accessory to kidnapping. Alright, no further questions, Your Honor.
Alright, thank you, officer. Jump. Climb over. It's the only way out. Alright, Dimitrov, do you have anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Chloe, do you
Defense
have to-
rests.
Chloe, do you have closing statement?
Actually, I would just like to bring up one thing before my closing statement, Your Honor. If we look at the LEO SOP 7.5.2.2, it states an officer may use deadly force to stop a fleeing subject when the officer has probable cause to believe that the person has committed or intends to commit a felony involving the infliction or threatening infliction of serious bodily injury or death, and the officer reasonably believes that there is an imminent risk of serious bodily injury or death to any person if the subject is not immediately apprehended.
Objection, Your Honor. The plaintiffs or the prosecution has already rested, therefore cannot introduce new evidence. And second of all,
I'm just simply stating
hold
an
on,
SOP
hold
that
on.
everybody
Let me
can read.
finish my sentence. The SOP has no weight on legal matters. Sorry, Your Honor. Would you
Thank
agree,
you.
Miss?
Would it have
All right.
mattered if I read it or the officer read it, Your Honor?
It's something I would have referenced when I was making my verdict anyway.
10-4. All right,
Okay.
closing statements.
Yes, please.
So, Your Honor, today we have proven that Mr. Frost undeniably is guilty of the charges.
Which
provided to
I
him.
am. I'm
He was
guilty as
proven
fuck.
that he will do anything with motive, means, and opportunity to commit these heinous crimes. And the people feel that Mr. Cross should be
Heinous
placed
is
into
a
custody,
bit of
find the rest of what he is owed
you
to
know.
the city of Los Santos, and sent to prison forthwith. I appreciate your time being here with us today, and hope that what we have brought to you in this case.
So remember,
will
guys,
show
if someone
that
drops
he
a
is guilty of
5
all
gifted
charges.
sub,
Thank you.
I will do a 12-hour stream when I get back from my holiday.
Dimitrov?
Yep, sorry. Let's just go in the beginning. We'll go through each charge in my public statement, hopefully very brief. We just had Mr. Damian Daniels testify as an expert witness on law enforcement matters that the initial charge of attempted kidnapping would not suit Mr. Frost's actions in the instance alleged. As a matter of fact, that accessory kidnapping would be better, which is not listed on there, and therefore would warrant a new case if needed. Possession of illegal firearms and weapons class 1. The big meat and potatoes here that we understood was that Mr. Daniels characterized the foot chase after the shooting, or after the attempted robbery, was the shooting, that wounded and incapacitated Mr. Frost was unjustifiable, and therefore the testimony he provided on whether or not Mr. Frost and his crew, or his friends, or his accomplices, were lethal authorized. The fact of the matter in the case that was presented today proves that that deadly force was still unjustifiable and unjust. Second of all, the possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, the unwarranted use of deadly force, which is testified by Mr. Daniels, case law, show that a Fourth Amendment violation of his rights was in order, that he was seized without or using deadly force, without probable cause or reasonable belief. And lastly, fleeing to elude. I mean, yeah, he did that. Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Alright, I'm going to go into chambers and I'm going to review everything and I will be back shortly with the verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If I don't fall asleep in there, because Dimitrov is so long-winded.
Oh, sorry. Better to last long than finish quick, am I right, guys?
I mean, I was expecting it to go for nearly 2.5 hours, so.
We
For
did
you,
delay
I'd
by an
rather it be
hour, so.
quick.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I would hope it's quick if I had to do it with you. Jesus Christ, oh my lord.
They
Fuck. No, I don't actually. Wait, do I? I have a cigarette.
So do I.
I'm gonna smoke it right now, actually.
Type shit. Hey, Dimitrov. You're doing well. This is.
It pains me to say that like we lost, but I'm so in the right that it's actually fucking insane.
Do we
Like,
go for a retrial?
No.
Run it back to us.
Because look, the way case law works, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm in a poli-sci class right now. Like I'm majoring in poli-sci in my college.
Mm.
Deadly force is only justifiable if there's an immediate threat to the public, to the person themselves, like the suspect themselves, or other officers.
Yeah.
When you held the guy at gunpoint, the cop should have shot you then and there. That was justified. But instead of shooting you then and there, you fled the scene. And officers can't be certain whether or not you brandished the firearm within the vehicle or not, and cannot be seen brandishing the firearm outside of the window at law enforcement. When you left the vehicle, even there. When you left the vehicle, they cannot be certain whether or not you had the firearm on you or if it was even brandished.
Yeah.
Because at that time, the officer who shot and the officer who called it out did not know whether or not the gun was stashed in the glove box of the vehicle or whether you had it on you. Therefore, the amount of uncertainty would make your shooting, your incapacitation unlawful and unjustifiable. And so my strategy was that, therefore, your seizure, right, because a seizure just means you can't go anywhere, was unlawful.
Yeah.
And that amount of excessive force would have freed you up of the possession charges, and as well as would be like a mistrial, or would it be like a dropping of the charges because of the immense dangers.
Mm.
Maybe at most accessory or something. You get what I'm saying? Or accessory fleeing to a loop, but the possession charges would not have been it.
Yeah. See, just watching this, because obviously, I've got third eyes going. But this is definitely the most interesting court case I've had. To be
Yeah, it threw me through a loop for this one.
I mean, if I have a next one, at least I know who I'm calling.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just fucking with you.
My bad. I had some crazy fucking circumstances, dude.
Yeah, I understand it because I understand it.
Yeah. But no, it was over with that video that they had of Bert Schofield when you were holding him up.
Yeah.
It wasn't there when I took over the case, but it was there the day before.
Yes, but messaged me and said, I'm gonna real fuck you up here.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That
Chop.
sealed this fate. One sec.
Dimitrov, you asshole.
If you're the asshole, can I be the dick?
You what?
Can I be
You
the
opened the door
dick?
for the guy that I had a warrant for, bro.
No, it wasn't.
You
me
let him
whatsoever.
out. No, wait. He let him out the first time, and then you
I
let him
let
out
him
the
out the
second
second
time.
time because we were
Huh?
talking over there and you're always getting interrupted and you couldn't hear. And he's like, all right, let's go outside. And I was like,
Really?
"Okay." And so I went outside.
I didn't even have anything to tell
no.
today.
No, Chloe called me. He's like, oh, he's sleeping. I'm like, no.
Oh shit, am I? What's
Okay.
it called? Am I an accessory now?
Yeah,
Am I
you're an
getting
accessory
am I
now.
harboring a fugitive?
You're under arrest for being
Cuff
accessory.
me.
Yep, Mr. Daniels. Dude, this is real. We literally
Cuff
been
him.
robbed. Like we joined the PD at the same time. Dude,
I
this
know.
was so crazy.
Yeah,
I
now
was
you're
getting
over here
flashbacks and
protecting
memories,
these
dude.
these criminals,
Yeah,
these guard, the
stupid fucking
scum
criminal.
of Earth.
I spit in a. Yeah, I hate these guys. But it's a
I
good
was
paycheck, right?
fully prepared for someone to ask me about like my experience with him because I tried to train him.
You tried.
Yeah, I remember.
You're a hard
Or I
ass.
don't remember, but
No, explicitly tried. What do you mean I'm ass?
You were a hard ass. Thank you very much.
And I've trained 2 successful DCs and a warden. So it's
Wait, who? Who'd you train?
George, Lexi, and
Oh
Olaf.
shit, yeah.
Well, you
Oh
never
my
know what's
God,
gonna
yeah.
happen with my cousin.
What rank are you now again, Daniel?
I just came back. I was on a bit of a retirement.
Yeah,
Went
yeah.
and took me a vacation, grew out my hair, let it flow in the
Mhm.
wind.
I
But
should see me bald.
I'm over here at SASP now, and I'm corporal. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's what's up. Damn, you moved down.
Oh,
Look at
Oh
me.
my
I got
god.
cancer. Yeah. You were gone.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's
Oh,
it's
that's
laughs,
fucked.
laughs. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
yeah, you dipped out and started
Mhm.
doing this. That's
Dipped out and smoked way too much, and then I got lung cancer, and then what's it called?
now you protect some scumbags.
Yeah. Well, I used to protect everyone.
I hate your questioning because you
I
were
know,
doing
it
it in such a
sucks.
way that I couldn't like explain it or give reasoning.
That's the point. Because it's like by the rules you have to not have you explain. Because if you're my witness, I can only ask you yes or no questions pretty much, which you are
Yeah,
my witness, unfortunately.
that's why I kept on like trying to reiterate. All right,
Yeah,
yes or
yeah,
no,
yeah.
or do you want me to full fledged?
Yeah. So.
It's
And
difficult to answer it
knows
with a
it.
yes or
Chloe
no.
knows it and hates it, but when I'm doing cross examination, I lead the fuck out of these motherfuckers because I'm establishing foundation as I'm asking the questions that are leading, and therefore it's hard to object, not because like you know what I mean, like I'm doing things wrong or I'm doing things all the way right, but it's because I'm building the story as we go, which is what you kind of have to do in this city, because like I don't know, it's so stupid. Because we're not making any officers or any witnesses now take like affidavits no matter what. I really wish and hope that Cross listens to me and we have to require witnesses to give a written statement before they go into testimony, and hope and pray to God that that affidavit happens somewhat soon after the actual incident itself.
And
'Cause
look,
then you
as
have
soon as I
written
was
events,
told
right?
that it was fucking Stan Kurtz that did all of it, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is gonna be awful.
Right?
He's got nearly
Right?
2 IA cases on him, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but he
But
did.
no.
The way he types it out, you gotta tell the story how it is instead of like
Mhm.
writing
Yeah, you
just
have to
random
be
shit on there.
objective. Yeah. But what's it called? Like I don't want to sound like I'm like a know-it-all or like some fucking like a smart ass. But I am. No, I'm kidding.
No, but if you look at my incidents, I make sure I put down everything that I
Yeah.
know they did, that I see them do,
Damien's-
that I have
dude.
body cam of them doing.
Trevor's new to the city. Damien, you're like he's a really good cop. Like actually.
Yeah, was
Are you
good.
still in MCD or what?
So not currently, but Pete was talking
Trying.
about bringing me
Yeah.
back and putting me in an O3 spot because I was
Perfect.
lead for a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah. Me and you were side by side, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I mean, we were sitting there trying to create MCD from the
Right,
ground
yeah,
up
we were
before
MCD
the great
first.
tsunami.
Yeah, dude, that pissed me off so much because like they made me like forward and them they made me do MCD so I could do SWAT, and then they didn't give me SWAT. They gave it to fucking Broccoli or whatever his name was. Remember?
Jamie, I need to talk
you
to you.
did. Oh, okay. I'll be
That
back.
shit was so stupid. Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
I do have a question for you.
What's up?
It doesn't matter. I mean, Carl's pretty much
Chat, are we fucked or are we not? Apple bottom timbers with the fire, with the fire, the house was again. Oh, chat, what are we thinking? Cause
I'm so sorry. I had demons that were talking, and I had to get off my headset. I only heard up to where you said when I said, oh no, he just pulled it out last. We got him out last. What did you say after that? Correct. Sure. Sorry.
Were good friends.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Could you justifiably think that at that point, Frost was possibly protecting his friend from harm through the alleged co-conspirators because they already had weapons drawn? Because you cannot directly identify that Frost was pointing the weapon at Bert.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
welcome back.
According to camera footage.
You can say that, but then the counter argument would be, well, then why did he go in? Why did he not stay with Bert and explain that, hey, I'm trying to protect you, and explain that's why I pulled it out last? But no, he went in the Cybertruck and fled.
But
And
also-
second of all, hold on one
Man, he
second.
laughed. He giggled. Like
Chill,
he,
chill. I
he
laugh
did
when
a
I'm
legit.
stressed out.
Yeah,
I'm laughing
because
when
I
I'm
was
stressed
live.
No, he was like.
Okay,
Yeah, because I was also live eyes, motherfucker.
Dimitrov, don't lie. You know what you're doing out there. You would-
I'm kidding.
Motherfucker,
I got-
you know I'm live eyes.
There's a case law called Graham v. Carner, where it says if we can see if after everything has happened, if we can determine that from the officer's perspective, even after this has happened already, that his force was reasonable, given what we know, what he might have known, then it doesn't matter. For example, Kurth wouldn't know that Frost and Bert are good friends. He just sees guns pointed at him. Therefore, it would be objectively reasonable for Mr. Kurtz to shoot at these suspects.
Plus, Stan Kurtz is also some words that I'm not going to say in city due to the fact
My
that
only
I will
problem
get
is
flattered for it.
that I feel like I'm right in the fact that I'm interpreting the facts correctly of Tennessee v. Garner and Graham v. Carter, was that the only time where you can definitively say that Mr. Frost posed an immediate threat was when he was holding a gun at Bert Schofield. After that, you don't know whether or not he stashed the gun within the glove box of the Cybertruck. You don't know whether or not, he dropped it as he was running up the scaffolding of the industrial building. You don't know that, and neither did the officers at the time.
So
we
at
know
the-
after the fact that they took the gun off of him, but at the time you did not know whether he was armed or not. Therefore, it was unjustifiable, like that, Damien. And that's where I think it's super important. But yeah,
while you were pushing that, it's also kind of as we said though, it's difficult to see if he did have a firearm in his hand in the vehicle. But then again, we can't exactly
ask
see it.
You'd have had to have seen if I
you
had
can't see
live
it
eyes.
until he's pointing it.
So
exactly, but that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
is
go ahead.
I would get if you could.
Hold on.
Say something, John. Yeah.
Okay.
Say.
So, question for you, Damien.
Yeah.
What is SOP stand for?
State of power. I'm pretty sure.
No.
State of power?
Because every fucking cop
How
thinks
are
they
you
have
ever
power.
a cop, bro? What?
Oh my
No,
God.
listen. State of power.
All right. What,
Every state
standard
cop
operating
thinks it has
procedures,
power.
bro, right?
Yeah.
It's standard. Yeah.
Standard operating procedures.
Yeah.
It is not the law of the land, right?
No,
It
exactly.
is not a,
Everyone
it is
knows
not a
that.
penal code. It's not penal code. It is not court law. It is not court cases that uphold court law, because we all know penal code is the black and white of what is legal and illegal, whereas case law and supreme law provided by courts provides the color that paints around the black and white to make the full
He's
image.
a poet.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
but But okay,
Hold on.
so yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So case or SOPs ultimately invented to
Chill.
chill.
Just let him talk, bro.
Anyway, case law or SOPs were ultimately invented to protect not only the officer from unjust civil action lawsuits, but as well as the department, and primarily the department from civil action lawsuits, and to be accompanied with case law and penal code law. Therefore, by saying that it is an SOP to fire upon somebody is a moot argument because there are
Yeah,
laws
and
and
he knows that.
Yeah,
So does
so-
the judge. I don't know why it was brought up, but we've already established with Cross, and gets really mad, especially because he got mad because I was using it a lot in my civil cases against PD, saying like, "Look at you, you broke SOP, therefore I'm entitled to money." But
Yeah.
you know, and this is when I was starting out, but also like I was just because like the SOPs cooperate with like the case laws and your amendments and your rights. So I was just like, look at the SOPs, he's going against it, and therefore like you're also violating the rights because the rights are similar. But
So,
anyways,
but the biggest part about
yeah.
this whole thing is a majority. This is about whether or not he did the crimes that he's, accused of committing, and a lot of this just turned into if it was
For the most
justified that he
part.
was shot. And
Well,
so,
listen, Damien. So yeah,
use
but
of force.
look, the way the strategy would work and how it would have worked IRL, I think I could have won this case if it was a mock trial out ahead, because I had one similar to this. I'm joking. Like that's why I was so intrigued, Isaac, because I was doing one like 2 or 3 months ago, right before I hit summer. Basically, if right, because there's like a time limit where if you shoot a suspect during an immediate threat during that time limit, you're justified. But if you go on and wait till after, right, you don't know what happened to the gun that they possessed or what what they're doing. It could be expired and therefore it could be a Fourth Amendment violation, right? Unreasonable searches and seizures by shooting him. By shooting him, and it was unreasonable and unjustified. Whatever they collected after that would be for the poisonous tree doctrine. Therefore, the gun that he got that was taken off of him cannot be used and would be inadmissible in court. The only thing that he would have to fight really would be fleeing to elude an accessory to kidnapping or attempted kidnapping. And that's why I made the argument very final. Attempted kidnapping should not be there because, he didn't do the kidnapping. He was only an accessory. He willfully participated in it.
but
And fleeing to elude would be just like, well, you could see you're under arrest, and therefore that could do some weight. You get what I'm saying? My main
So-
contention was the gun charges because it was the only thing I could really change.
like, I understand what you mean with the illegal search and seizure part, but then again, the same weapon was used, in the commission of the crime itself. The crime did happen. I mean, we witnessed, him aiming the gun at the officer, and of course, like you said, the accessory to kidnapping. He did do that, and so committing that crime does give them the authorization to take that weapon off of him. I mean, yes, he was shot and it was taken that way, but it's still a piece of that evidence from the.
Or maybe I'm getting it wrong, or I'm
No, but also you gotta think of the point here. Bert was the only one high up on that, essentially the scene, and the way that Stan Kurtz called out that were already lethal authorized after, he didn't check up on Bert.
I mean, he called lethal authorization because he saw what was going on.
Yeah.
And so in that point, like regardless of if there's high-ranking members or not, he was the only one that was there to see it, and so he was the only one that was able to.
You know
so
what?
If there, say there was us four, and I'm the highest-ranking member, but I'm not on that scene, it goes to the next highest-ranking member to call lethal authorization on that scene.
I'm sorry, I messed it up. I'm thinking because here's what happened. I'll tell you the story behind me taking this case. Izach comes over, is like, "Yo, my other the public defender that's representing me is not doing the shit. I can't hear from him." And I'm like, "Okay, let me check it out and see the evidence." And I see everything, but Bert Schofield's body cam was not there you know, like was not there when like yesterday, like literally yesterday or the day before when I was checking it out, it was not there. And then yesterday I couldn't get access to like my phone or like my Discord or Discordia emails because I just wasn't on my computer. I don't check my phone. And then I see it today and I'm completely stonewalled because I see now him clear as day, like doing something in a robbery, right? And so I'm like, oh shoot. That's why
But
it took me a 5-minute recess, yeah.
Bert
Can I get some
came.
drinks, by the way, if anyone has it?
I've got
Yeah, I
drinks. Bert messaged me and said, "Hey, guess what? You're fucked. My body cam's there." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Nope. You got all quiet.
Hang on.
Lucky number is 175, by the way.
I'll give it to you.
There you
Appreciate it. Oh,
go.
Never mind.
But yeah, Bert was messaging me all last night. And I'm like, yeah, I see this.
dude, and it's low-key my fault. Because if I hadn't postponed the case to a day after, that he couldn't use the video. You get what
And
I'm
we would have
saying?
been fine.
And we would have been completely fine. We might have even won the case.
Mm.
But I just couldn't do yesterday at all, unfortunately.
I wonder if your honor is dead at the moment because she's
I think she might be passed out, Loki.
Yeah, should we go check
She's
it?
not, she was just on the radio.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I need to get a new radio. Mine's dead. I tossed it.
Yeah, mine's almost dead. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
Like my live
dude,
eyes
Damien-
was going
actually, never
crazy.
mind.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Dude, I hate doing cases. Look here. I'm getting bored. I hope I become a judge soon, but who knows? What do y'all think about Dimitrov? Your honorable Dimitrov.
That I fuck with that. I fuck with that.
Would piss a lot of cops off.
It would. It literally would.
It's called, yeah, I want to train Trevor up and your cousin if he'll decide to fly in at the same time as I am. Or,
He
just
might be
message
in
me or
later.
something.
Maybe.
I'm not. I'm flying out right after the verdict of this.
Yeah.
show.
Honorable fucking Dimitrov, my ass, bro.
Yeah.
That line of questioning was not honorable at all.
Because I was shitting on you, right? I know.
Dude, like
I know, it's so bad.
you were nitpicking it.
Hang on, Red Ball!
I know that's what you're supposed to do.
But no, come
Is that
into
you,
my
River?
shoes, bro. What was I supposed to do? This fucker is cutting 4K of him robbing
Oh, you got mate?
goddamn cop, and then fleeing to a loop because he
Okay.
got in like a damn car, and then he had a gun on him while he had a illegal gun. Allegedly.
Allegedly, my ass. It's
Yeah.
in his hand. It caught in 4K.
No, no proof.
That's not Izach. He doesn't have blue hair. Look at him, bro. Come
Yeah,
on, chill.
I don't have blue hair. There's no
So
proof.
the craziest part of this whole
Okay.
thing is the fact that you got so confused by your own questioning,
I did. I was running myself in circles, bro.
and then everybody else was expected to keep up with it. And I knew where you were trying to go with it, but I was like, bro, I'm
It
fucking
was a brick
confused
wall
right now.
at the end. It was a
Dude,
dead
it's
end.
because I was trying to answer it in a way that like helped.
You were trying
I
to be,
guess.
you were trying to be vague.
Dude, you're
I
a
wasn't
really good
trying
witness,
to
by the
be
way,
vague.
Damien.
Dude,
You're a good
dude.
witness.
Because I understood your questioning and I was like, bro, how do I fight this?
Guys, trust me, I'm better,
I
bro.
would-
Like I'm
dude,
not this shit at this fucking.
I don't know.
shit.
I was so happy though because you slipped up because you asked me my opinion on what I thought about him saying what he said, and I'm like, he was excited, bro. He would giggle and he would
Honestly,
laugh.
But that's why I immediately tried to strike it, and it should have been stricken. I feel like because you're not like a psychiatrist, you know what I mean? And you're
Yeah,
giving
but-
expert testimony.
But you also
So,
got to realize
I
that
should
the
have said in your lay
testimony.
opinion. You get what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I mean, from
Yeah.
okay, so from this perspective that you were saying, like you were saying, in Bert's opinion, you know, Bert said that he was shocked. But if you can take in Bert's statement of he was shocked, then you can also take in my statement of him being excited. So
It's just because there's two different types of witnesses. There's a layperson and an expert, right?
yeah. But,
And so,
but
like,
Bert's not an expert
yeah.
either, and that
exactly,
was
exactly.
my
But
reason.
he was directly involved. And I
Yeah,
didn't say
yeah.
Bert. It was Frost.
Yeah,
And
I
he was
get you.
shocked. Yeah. Good shit though. Alright. Oh, my ass hurts.
Yeah, mine does too from sitting in this chair
Mm-hmm. Fuck, bro.
for a couple hours.
Right, bear with me. I'm working with one set of eyes here. All right. Okay. In the matter of the state of San Andreas versus Isaac Frost, the court finds that the district attorney has met their burden of proof on the charges of WF, but not GF24,
Yes!
therefore not on WF02.
Yes! It's only one charge,
Wait,
chat!
sorry, Your Honor. Can you repeat?
They've met their burden of proof on the possession of illegal firearm and
Uh-huh.
fleeing to elude, but not the other two charges.
I understand.
So, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we can prove they have proven those two, but they beyond a shadow of a doubt cannot prove the other two.
Yep. Understood. Loud and clear, Your Honor.
Wait. What?
The evidence does not reflect a
We did it, chat! We did it!
that was applied been accessory to attempted kidnapping. It would have been more feasible. That is not the court does not find that as a misgiving of the district attorney in any way. It also does not find that it was an intentional oversight by the arresting officer either.
Mm-hmm.
I think that at that moment, at that time, with the information that was available, it was the appropriate charge to put. Given that we cannot prove that the weapon or that the charge of kidnapping or attempted kidnapping took place, we therefore cannot prove the firearm and commission of a felony beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because, as was pointed out, we cannot prove that Mr. Frost had we can assume, but we cannot prove that Mr. Frost had a firearm in his lap in the vehicle.
Your Honor, you can clearly see as he's getting into the vehicle that he still has his weapon out.
Right. And as we know, it shows the weapon being put away when you get in the vehicle.
It sits in your lap, Your Honor. It doesn't go back in your pocket.
How do you know they didn't put it away?
But we cannot see it is a problem. Again, the charges were appropriate at that point in time with the information that was there. This is not, this is not a down situation on anybody's side. I feel that the charges at the time were appropriate based on the information that was there. I also feel that there was a goodwill effort made in proving that. And again, not a shortcomings or a negative to your side whatsoever, Ms. Pickens. It's just an unfortunate situation. With this, Mr. Frost is looking at a new fine of $3,700 and a time of 20 months.
I'm happy with that.
With the difference of 60% from the original fine, he is owed a refund of At this time, Mr. Frost will be taken into custody and transported to Bolingbroke to serve 20 months. And when he makes it into the prison safely and is being booked in, he can have his ankle monitor removed.
Very
During this
well, Your
time,
Honor.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
Could I also have another incident regarding Isaac Frost before all of this. Are you fine with me just adding that time on top of this hearing time that's being added?
You can add that time on top of for this matter itself.
Something else happened outside.
Oh, okay.
There was a separate incident that happened
I
in the
gotcha.
cells
Yeah.
prior to everything starting. Well, not in the cells, but
What's up?
Yeah,
anyway,
good.
prior to it starting. So
Yeah,
he's
yay.
going to deal with that in
Yeah,
addition
I'm Love
to
Eyes.
it's a minor incident, but he's
Yeah.
going to have that time in
right.
addition to the 20 months here.
I understand.
So
Yes.
when he makes it to the prison, which is a code green, so he should make it safely, he can then have his
Should.
imprimatur removed. Mr. Frost, I will
20 months, chat.
notify the commissioner's team that you are owed a refund, but it is your responsibility to attempt to make contact with a member of commissioner's team so that you can receive that money back. Do you understand this?
Yeah, sure. So I'm looking at how many months? Sorry.
20 months for this incident and whatever time that you acquired with the incident earlier.
Okay, so is there any chance that I can get a little bit of a... I know I'm pushing the friendship here, but there's a little leniency on me getting a time served due to the fact that we've been sitting in court for almost 2 hours?
No, sir. So you'll have a total time of 35 months. It is up to the officer whether he wants to give you the 15 months off. That is his discretion. The 15 months from the charge that you acquired while we were waiting to start court. But beyond that, there will be
I'm
no
gonna call it as a win,
so you
chat.
will be serving the 20 months from this, regardless.
Yeah, not a problem, Your Honor.
Alright. That is up to Officer Daniel's discretion if he would like to not apply that 15 months or not apply part of it and apply the rest. It's entirely his discretion. He has the permission of the court to do either. So, alright.
Yeah, not a problem.
So if you'd like to take Mr. Frost into custody at this time,
Come on, Daniel.
he's gonna have to. There we go.
To me, that's a win. So I'll send you the money later.
Mr. Frost, I will be auto drafting the court fee.
Shut up! I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I'll be auto drafting the court fee from your account in the amount of $30,000.
Yeah, not a problem, Your Honor.
All right, well,
Have a
we
good
did
evening.
somewhat well. Mr. Frost, stay out of trouble, okay? I don't want to see you in here again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is my hood, alright?
No, this is my good.
Alright, sorry guys for taking so long.
Yeah, you
I'm
need
getting-
to figure it out.
Yeah. I used to write questions on my notepad, but it was so short note. I just.
Alright, I'll get back to you on everything, Chloe.
Did
I'm
you
gonna go ahead and
learn
take
anything
him out and
important
fly
today,
out.
Mr.
Yep,
Johnson?
no, you're good.
Alright, I hope everyone has a great night.
Good night,
Later,
y'all.
y'all.
That was a hard ass case, I know, alright? Hi. Can you...
It's just because of the way you worded the questions.
Yeah, true.
If you would have worded it just slightly differently, I would have gotten him on it, but you did good.
Yeah, that's why I hired Demetro.
Fuck!
Where are we going, cousin bro?
Vehicle's not there. I had a vehicle there, but it's been like 3 hours, so
No.
taking a different vehicle.
Yeah. So what are you doing to me?
What? What the fuck? Are you able to change seats? Think about change seat like 3.
Oh, sorry, I can't. I just tried to do it and it's not letting me.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Just let me out and I'll fucking get in. You got my word. I ain't gonna fuck
I was
around.
about to say,
I just want to get this shit done with, cuz. I'm chill.
So I'm gonna uncuff you, let you hop in the car.
Yeah, I'll hop in.
Alright, we're gonna act as if you're still cuffed, okay?
Okay. I'm totally quote unquote cuffed.
I mean, yes, because it wouldn't let me put you properly in there.
Yeah, because you're taking out a SWAT vehicle.
Yeah.
So how many months you getting, my buddy?
You're getting 35. 35 ain't a lot.
Yeah, that's better than fucking 40.
Honestly, I'm surprised Chloe didn't like push for you to take the accessory charge and then keep the possession for the accessory charge.
Same.
Because that's what I would have done. I would have been like, yes, we can remove the attempted kidnapping, but he definitely was an accessory. So can we get that added as well as keep the possession of the felony one for that charge?
Yeah. I mean, I was half expecting like either a loss here or a win, but you know, it came down to whatever it came out at in the end.
I knew the attempted kidnapping was going to get dropped, but I assumed that the accessory would have stayed on
I was half expecting that to stay on as well, to be honest.
or to get pushed on it.
But
I'm just ready to fly out and go to bed. That's all I know.
I mean, we've been here for 2.5 hours, so you know.
I've been there longer, but Jesus.
Yeah, well, I started my live eyes when when Mike called Case started.
431 to Miss Clark. We never spoke about my warrant request. That was the whole point I came up there, was to speak about my warrant request. Oh man. I really hope.
Did your warrant request just get denied, buddy?
No, they want me to go back.
Oh, you poor
She said it's gonna be
motherfucker.
quick, so.
You poor motherfucker. I feel bad for you. I bet you there's no DOC on A.
Oh, there's someone over there. Maybe, oh no, it's just Ghost.
I mean, you know what? In my thought, I was gonna run.
Come on.
Hang on. My head's playing up. Just give me one sec. Yeah, give me one sec. My head was playing up. Because you came in fucking lightning fast.
You're still cuffed.
Yeah, I'm cuffed, Daddy. Uncuff me. I hope you know, this was a good live eyes session. I hope you do know this. Like, I have everything on live eyes.
Alright, well, you have a good one.
Yeah, you too, cuz. Well, chat, we almost made it. I'm gonna keep the stream going for a little bit longer. Probably gonna go for at least 3 hours, and then we'll be heading off for the night. Thank you. Chat, how we doing, baby? We're currently just sitting in prison currently. We've got 28 months left. I'm pretty sure. Exclamation Discord if you want to join my Discord. Exclamation sponsor for my sponsor. Yeah, chat. You know, we're gonna change what we're in at the moment. Because it is fucking hot.
What are you doing?
You know what I'm doing. So chat, how we doing, baby? We chilling, we Gucci? Hope we are. Oh. Almost at 3 hours doing this chat. It is wild. One sec, chat.
On Discord.
Well, chat, we almost did it. Let's be honest. I'd laugh if we get OMOB rated. Yeah, that would be a goal. Chat, let's see how much we have left. I'm pretty sure we have only like 20 months. Sorry, chat, just doing some messages. 21 months left, chat. No.
Wait, you gave this guy his fucking Rolex? You know what's crazy? This guy's brother came up to me and told me that this guy I don't know what the situation was, but apparently something happened where Damon and him had an interaction or something like that.
Which
Something
door?
about a Rolex and something about not giving away a watch and something about yada 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 or some shit. And then he fucking gave him his watch.
So here's what we're gonna do. I appreciate you wearing the hat. I appreciate you wearing the hoodie in 1,000-degree weather. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm wearing this for all the Gold Rush rally. Oh no! This is Submariner, the real Rolex from Happy.
It's about like 15K, 17K.
Give it to you.
That's a big fucking W.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you got a fucking box with them? What the hell?
Congrats, bro.
Thank you. Hey, thank you so much.
Thanks for your loyalty to the brand.
Hey, no problem.
Oi, River. Anyone there? Code company. Do we? Chat. Chat, we need better lighting, eh? There we go. Chat, if you have any questions, let me know. And, chat, we've been streaming for 2 hours, 35 minutes, sorry. Wow. And to be surprised that my game is still going is wild. See, some days I get the good days where my game will, you know, be like. Like, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, whatever. And it will, you know, let me stream for copious amounts of hours. And sometimes I'll be like, yeah, nah, fuck you. So, you know, chat, it's all about the game, to be honest. But, yeah, chat. So we'll be going for another hour, and then I will be heading off as I have a 9.5-hour trip ahead of me tomorrow. We will be back Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, and then we will be doing a 12-hour stream next week or the week after. But yeah. Go play him in the. Yeah, I know I am. Chat, this is a tense day. We've been going for 2 hours, 40 minutes. We have an hour left. So,
You haven't even moved
you know,
that
chat,
character.
we will be going now over here. and checking if we have finished. We have 11 minutes left. Ugh. I'm gonna be playing the. Wait. Anyway, chat, we're going good. 2 hours, 42 minutes in the house, baby. Let's see if we get rated by Mr. Omop himself today. It would be crazy if we do, because that is a goal. So chat, let's hope for the best. Chat, we have 9 minutes left in here. 9 minutes. It's quiet. Chat, we have a ad alert coming up. It is a 5-minute ad alert, so be prepared.
Mommy, what? Wait, can you?
time is very important. I do not like this rain check business. You should plan better. I'm sorry, I do not mean to insult you, but I have to be honest with you. This looks bad. Very well then, Mazel tov. I'm sure you will do fine with the right partner. Shalom. Look what you done did! No way! Oh!
I was a sailor. I was born upon the tide.
Chat, we are finally out. Chat, we are going to quickly call up Mr. Agent 1738.
Hello?
Hey, Jose.
Agent 1730, I'm not fucking Jose, fuck that guy.
Okay, hi Agent 1738. Do you remember that you have a 100k hit on my head?
On your head?
Yeah, one of Tony Coletti, I think, put it on, or was one of the Orange Gang, put a 100k hit on my head.
Alright, if I see you, I'll kill you.
Yeah, I'll be around at Uru soon.
Alright.
See ya. Hey, River. River. Here. Watch that.
Is that you?
No, that's Jose.
Jose! Your friend!
Well, not really my friend, but, you know. Let me know what he's doing.
He's near Lamborghini and he's in a police car. And he just went out of the parking lot, going under the bridge.
Is he at a cafe?
No. But
Actually, come back here. I need to also see what he's doing.
he's doing all this stuff. He's drifting.
Oh, he's at Fast Customs.
Now, but other people are. But other streamers are.
No, they're not other streamers. I'm the only one streaming. And him.
You and his mate are both streaming.
Yeah. gonna call him.
Wait, let me see if he's.
Are you in the fucking truck?
No.
You're fucking dead, Isaac.
Oh shit. No.
He's shooting.
I probably gonna die. I don't even have a gun. My headache, yes. Okay, he got me.
Actually, got you.
Isaac?
I'm over here, Jose.
The fuck is your problem, Isaac?
It's not my fault. I'm head popping so much today. Quiet. Quiet. He is currently taking a photo. So, Agent 1738, how's your day going, buddy?
Yeah, not so bad. I got a cough a lot though for some reason.
Oh, lovely.
This stream while you watch that stream.
I said lovely, not probably.
Wait, why is yours glitching? Why is yours more hated than my one? What? What?
Ain't no fucking way!
What, you want to talk about it, Agent?
No.
No? Okay. How much to put a hit out on Orange Gang, Agent?
I can't do it tonight. I gotta leave.
Oh, okay.
Yours go back out. No.
How the fuck did I miss that? What I hit? A fucking tree branch?
So you're seeing what I'm seeing, but from his view.
But yours is much more ahead of mine.
Yeah, because there's a stream delay. Chat, my brother likes to watch Agent as well. So, I mean, you know. Okay, go take your phone away.
My phone.
Yeah.
Hi, NR. How many people do you have?
Right now?
Yeah.
4. Plus whoever's dead in there, so maybe like
Let's get a
6.
fucking streets.
Oh, that's rude.
Thanks, Jose. Agent.
Okay, gear up. Let's get it.
Let us.
Yeah,
No,
at least let us get his guns real quick. We just got out of a fight.
I'm.
Got time to hurry up.
Oh. Ain't nobody got time for
This
that.
guy, I think he head popped.
Let's get it rolling.
Pass it. I head popped.
Isaac, are you here or did you head pop?
I head popped.
Your head pops?
Yeah.